What's up, everyone? It is Thursday. Different kind of video today. So if you're not into life talk, I get it. Just please don't leave a negative comment or dislike the video. Just don't watch it. Keep it moving, or maybe get some of the vibe. And then if you don't like it, keep it moving. But this is for, I don't know, we had a discussion like this last Monday, and then some people wrote some things in the comments. And I just want to get some stuff off my chest. Nothing negative. Keep that in mind. It's not negative. It's just life stuff. And we will start with a figure, though, and what I've been doing as far as repainting and why I do it and why you should do it. And then we'll go into the life stuff, back to a repainted figure, and maybe end on some life stuff or a figure. However, whatever happens, happens. Thursday, Toy Gains. Let's go. Toy Games! Yeah! You and me, baby! Toy Games! I can't take it anymore! It's Toy Games! We will start with Rock and Roll. He's my latest figure that I have received or gotten or bought. And he really needed a good dry brushing. For him, I used the monocolor from Vallejo. It is oily steel. Get this at Hobby Lobby, and really, you're just dry brushing over the black parts, over where there's metal, and then I have this new marker I got, and then I go over the chrome bits, the buckles. I dot little buttons, the helmet, and I highlight areas of the gun, like the tip of the gun, that I want to be a little darker than the dry brush. And it is so freaking rewarding. I know eventually when this figure goes on your shelf, you can't see it as well. But when you are doing it and it's up close in your hand, it just brings the figure alive. Brings it to life. Speaking of life, let's segue into some life talk. I hope none of this sounds like I'm not bitter, and I appreciate what life has given me and still gives me, like my health, my daughter's health, my wife's health, my closest friends' health. But a part of me also, I'm always thinking about the past, whether it be a job I had in the past, something I've done with friends in the past, of course, people from my past that either are no longer here because of death, which is natural to think about, and people that are no longer here because as life moves on, people move away, people get busier as life goes on with their own lives. Some things you just can't control. You kind of don't have as much time. As the older you get, you got to work longer days. Maybe you have a child and you just lose that time. I don't think I took time for granted. A part of me knows that you can't do it over again. You know, certain things you can only do in your youth. There's certain things you, of course, can still do, but I'm finding it harder to be able to do it. I got lower back pain. I got knee pain. I got neck pain. And I've lived a full life. I've had a lot of fun. And I don't think it's, they say it's bittersweet. But I don't think it's that. It's more than bittersweet, because if I think about a memory for long enough, I get sad. Like really sad. And of course I appreciate that it happened. But for some reason, I'm more saddened that it's never going to happen again than that it actually happened. And that's more with like a memory, not with a person, of course. Losing my parents, my brother, my aunt, that stuff is, it's tough. Never going to get over that. And of course I'd rather have had them be here than not be here. I mean, of course my parents or I wouldn't be here. I just have a tough time appreciating that it happened, instead of just getting caught up in the memories of it, caught up in not being able to do it again. let's move on to another figure before I cry. So this Soups, the head sculpt was there. He just didn't have that weathered look. And this is called Two Thin Coats. It's a flesh wash. If you could track this stuff down, all I did was paint over the face, take a paper towel and rub off where it was too much. I didn't want it too much on the nose or right underneath the eyes. And it's magical. Now, can you make a mix of all these washes? Sure, but I'm just not good at it. I always mess up the consistency and I always mess up the color. So that's why it's awesome to just have this product that is pre-mixed. And I went over a few figures with this. I love this stuff. I bought the mud as well. That was also on the rock and roll, like in the shirt and stuff, the mud wash. I love it. I really am having a lot of fun with this product. I know Mikey JMK Customs mentioned it was like a Kickstarter, so they're hard to find. I found these at Toy Wiz of all places. Maybe they are on their website. Highly recommend this paint. Having a lot of fun with it. And it goes beyond things I've done, places I've been, people I've known. It's even things that I've seen. Athletes, sports events, movies. You get so caught up in how great they were. And I appreciate the fact that I saw Mike Tyson, I saw Michael Jordan, I saw Larry Bird, Michael Jackson's career, the end of the Rolling Stones, for example. I love that I've seen that. But when is it going to happen again? Like the end of Green Day? The end of what? I don't know. And I'm not one of them people that thinks, oh, my generation is the best. I'm sure if you're growing up now, teenager now, in your 20s now, you loved your childhood as well. But that's why maybe when you get to my age, you will have these same thoughts. We always, remember fondly on the era we grew up in, not the era that's going on now. And like I said, I'm glad I've witnessed all them things. But when I watch sports now, when I watch basketball now, as good as LeBron was, he didn't feel as special as Michael Jordan. As good as Tom Brady is, he didn't feel as special as Joe Montana and Jerry Rice and Barry Sanders. I don't know. I guess that's just nostalgia. The dopamine rush and drug or whatever of nostalgia. Nostalgia, baby. What a word. And these thoughts, they're not with me every day. I'm not some downtrodden, depressed guy at all. I think I'm fun to be with still. I have fun on the show. I have fun at my job. I make people laugh. I try to make the best of everything. And I want people around me to have a good time. Other than, crippling freaking back pain, I'm usually in a good mood. But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking of people that could still be here that aren't. And the good times I had with them, and this shit hits me. And again, if you're one of them people that could just appreciate that the things were there and you got to do them, more power to you. More power to you. Let's talk about this lonely guy. Man, he has become one of my favorite classified figures now that I dry brushed some silver on him. And I took this marker and I highlighted all them buttons, all them little details. And he looks rad as shit now. It really toned down that purple and gave a little contrast to the figure or added definition. And I really enjoy this figure now. And those are some of the things I've been doing with my figures. I highly recommend. If you want to talk about what I talked about in this video, if you're going through it, or you get me, or you have any advice, please feel free to leave a comment below. Tonight, we got a great show on Thursday Night Thunder. Hope to see you then. As always, take care. Have fun.
You think it's getting too weird around here?
Absolutely.
Woo! Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah!